it. We're going to launch our own Buc-ee's online store. And we did hundreds of thousands of dollars our first 30 days.
What was your, I think one of the videos that made you go pretty viral was your story of Buc-ee's.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what Buc-ee's is around the world. I think it's a US brand.
Yeah.
But this shows, I think, how you've always had an orientation to think slightly differently or innovatively.
Yeah.
What happened with Buc-ee's?
So this was during the time when I was running that business, shipping products for other companies, right? Buc-ee's is a gas station brand with only 50 locations. And from those 50 locations, they do billions of dollars of revenue. I say gas station, they're between 40,000 and 80,000 square feet.
Wow.
They're massive. They have an amazing brand, an amazing logo, and they just have a lot of trust from their customers. But these gas stations are like, they're on the way out to these road trip destinations. They're out in the middle of nowhere. And so if you live in Dallas and you're driving down to the beach, you're going to stop by Buc-ee's on the way there and on the way back, and you're probably going to spend hundreds of dollars, right? You're going to fill up the tank, then you're going to buy shirts and snacks and all that stuff. So at the time we were running this e-commerce fulfillment business, we went to Buc-ee's. I brought my cousin, my business partner, just to kind of show him the experience. And we were just having a conversation. I remember exactly where I was. I was like under this underpass, this huge underpass in DFW. We were driving home and I said, man, these guys must kill it online. They must sell so much stuff.
Why?
Because I knew that Disney sells like billions of dollars of t-shirts on their website, right? I read a stat recently. So I kind of just took that data point, connected it to Buc-ee's and said, all right, Buc-ee's is a fraction of the size of Disney, but they have the same amount of brand loyalty. People love their shirts. You'll see their shirts all over the world, even though they only have 50 locations like in the Southeast, right? And so we went to their website and there was no shop button. There was no place to buy their stuff. And I was just like all the light bulbs were going off at once, right? It was like, oh my gosh, okay. We need to reach out to them. Like we need to bring them online. I just had all these ideas and my cousin is much more balanced than I am. He's like the operator and I'm like the ADHD crazy guy, right? So his role is to like calm me down and he's very good at that. But I just couldn't be calmed down from this. I'm like, no. We got to do something here. We're going to buy one of everything. We're going to hire a photographer to take pictures of it. We're going to launch our own Buc-ee's online store and we're going to try to go viral. Like it's viral or bust, right? If we don't go viral, then I'll just be eating these unhealthy snacks for the next 3 years of my life. And so we did. We bought one of everything. It cost thousands of dollars. I brought all 4 of my kids and we brought it back to our warehouse. We took pictures of it. We launched a website. And I emailed all the reporters I could find. And one of them just loved the idea. He ran with it. And so he reached out to Buc-ee's for comment because they wouldn't respond to my cold emails. I wanted to launch this like with them in tandem, but who am I? They didn't care about me and I don't blame them. And so he wrote this big article about me. Millions of people read it. All these other news outlets wrote about it. And we did hundreds of thousands of dollars in our first 30 days organically from that.
How did Buc-ee's feel about that?
They wanted us to make some key changes to the website. They wanted us to like basically put disclaimers everywhere that said, we are not Buc-ee's. We're not affiliated with Buc-ee's. They wanted us to change the name. It had the word beaver in the name. That's their mascot. They didn't want it to be confusing at all. So we made all those changes and then we got like the unofficial thumbs up from them. They said, we're not going to sign anything, but like you have our blessing. Have fun.
And did that website make you a lot of money?
Yeah, it still is. It's been 5 years. We still own it, 100% of it. And it's going great.
And it's made you millions?
Uh-huh.
What can someone listening take from that in terms of applying that to their own life, finding opportunities like that out in the world? Or is that just a one and done? Is there only one opportunity like that?
Okay, so specific, I get asked that question a lot. How could someone do that with another brand? I don't know. If there was another brand out there like that, I would be doing it, right? Trader Joe's is similar, but they're very litigious. I think that was kind of lightning in a bottle for that particular experiment, as in launching an online brand for an in-person business. Okay. But people should not be disheartened hearing that because on a macro level, like people should take their curious ideas very seriously. They need to shorten the amount of time spent between having the idea and doing something about that idea.
Why?
Because that will strengthen their bias reaction muscle, right? We all have ideas, some of them good, some of them bad on a regular basis. We usually don't do anything about it. It's just a passing thought, right? Whether it's a business idea or a hard conversation I need to have with something, any idea, right? But the more we shrink the amount of time between doing something about that idea and having that idea, the more often we'll do that. And it becomes this self-perpetuating snowball that just compounds. And then before we know it, we'll get more ideas. We'll do more about those ideas. We'll be testing things. We'll be learning tools. We'll be experimenting, and we'll have a whole portfolio of businesses.